What's going on, guys? It is Tuesday, July 16th, and I am coming at you with another daily recap. Today, unfortunately, it was a red day, but overall, it was a good day. Um, so yeah, we'll just jump right into the trades I took today. Let me pull over my trades here. Luckily, the platform didn't crash today. We had a really bad thunderstorm and the lights were flickering on and off, but my PC luckily did not shut off. But yeah, so I got all the trades here. So okay, going on to the first trade here on Tesla. This was a 9 EMA bounce, or as I call it, 9 EMA scalp, 9 exponential moving average scalp. So you know, the opening drive here in the morning was to the upside on Tesla, rejected, fell back in, and this trade here was just like the trade that I took on Apple yesterday, but unfortunately the volatility on Tesla was just, yeah, it was a bit much, and I did get stopped out 2 times. But yeah, the first trade here, sold 500 150 shares of Tesla. What I initially did was, price came up to the 9 moving average right here after breaking the low, the opening low, in which yeah, the opening price was 255.35. Broke that, came back up, 9 moving average here, the white line, and I put a sell stop right under this candle here, stop above the high of this candle. And I had, I believe, well, I believe I had a dollar stop initially because I have a bracket order. So if I do a sell stop, I got a bracket order of $1 on Tesla with a $2 take profit, and I wasn't able to adjust it up just a tad bit more. Nevertheless, it would have got stopped out. So sell stop here below this 1 minute candle, got triggered into it, and then price just it came up, and I mean it stopped me out before I could move my stop above the entry candle's high. Nevertheless, like I said, it would have stopped me out because VWAP was a little higher at the time because VWAP's kind of trailing after a couple of candles, but it looks like it just bounced right off VWAP. But like I said, I was it was a good trade. Can't it just the volatility was really high with Tesla in the morning here, so unfortunately that one got stopped out. Um, Stopped out that, so it was $155 loss, and a couple minutes later, after I saw this, top and tail kind of what was that, inverted hammer candle, somewhat. Um, I tried it again, right? So I said, okay, the trade's still on. Tesla's weak. Looked like the market was starting to actually really sell off pretty good. So I tried it again, sell stop here below here, and same thing. I had a dollar stop loss on this, and $2 take profit. And before I could move the stop loss above the entry candles high, I mean, this is another thing. This just happened. So it like entered me in, shot up here, quickly got rejected, and started making its move down to the closing price, yesterday's closing price, which is this dotted line. You can see over here in the corner it says closing price. So yeah, nevertheless, it would have worked out, but the volatility and me being slow to adjust the stop price, it stopped me out. So 2 trades, off the open. That trade was $152, another $152 loss. So right then and there, I was already down 300. In my mind, I was saying to myself, "Oh, this it's not gonna be a good day, right?" But seeing this, the strategy sound. You know, maybe yeah, the first one would have had got stopped out if I did have my stop above the intra candles high. It would have got stopped out to the T. I mean, it would have got wicked out and ran back in my favor. Second one, I might have should after getting stopped out the first one. I think what I should have done, I should have waited for another setup. But I mean, Tesla, it felt really really heavy, and it felt like I really wanted to make a move downwards, right? So I tried it again, and I mean, it just shot right back up, touched, stopped me out. I mean, you can see the wick on this, right? I mean, it got a top tick to, to the penny, right? So, and then it made its move. So that was very frustrating seeing that. But you can't do anything about it. So that's this point I'm down. What is this? Roughly around $310, give or take. And then I jumped over here to Nvidia. Let me pull that up.
Playing from
I jumped
boss.
over here to Nvidia. This was this trade right here, right? Okay, so yeah, Nvidia looked like it wanted to go higher through all that. Let me see if I could. Let me move this out the way over here to this monitor. See if I could show you guys. Pull up my chart screen here. So I got Nvidia right here. So you can see this is Nvidia. So the first 5 minutes, Nvidia had this 5-minute candle, which I was really anticipating the 129 to break and then move higher. I had some. Let's see if I could show you. Let's see, Nvidia. Yeah, it's not a good example of it. I mean, because he had this 15-minute. I could pull to a 5. So yeah, this 129. I mean, it had this 5-minute candle. So I was anticipating this to really go higher. The way it was looking, market was kind of selling off. And Nvidia, it looked like a kind of a Nvidia had the relative strength, right, to the overall market. And let me go back over here to the main screen. So that's what I was looking at. 129 was up here. It rejected off 129. Now this did not meet the criteria of 9 EMA scalp because the price actually didn't come into the 9 EMA. It was actually above. But what I saw this kind of like, price came down and then this 1-minute candle closed higher. So I quickly put a buy stop above that 1-minute candle, triggered me in, and just nothing there. And that was $142 loss on that one. So my first 3 trades today were losers. This setup here, I should have waited. I really should have waited because it did not really meet the criteria of a 9 EMA scalp. I just took it off this candle and it looked like Nvidia, I mean, I could have took it there and Nvidia could have ripped, right? But it did not do that. So I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about this trade. The 2 Tesla trades, I'm happy. Everything I followed my my rules and everything with those. So I wasn't upset about the 2 Tesla trades here. So then this one Nvidia trade, and now at this point I'm down about what is about 4, let's call it 450, right? So I'm down 450 this morning. And now remember, my yesterday's video, I said that I had put in a hard stop for around about $600. I do not want to lose more than $600 in a day. The trade the pool account that I have, they allow you up to a $1,300 daily loss limit, and they'll just stop you from trading. I put one in myself for 600, so it's like 1.5 times my daily goal, which I'm kind of targeting about $400 to $500 profit a day. So yeah, I had $600 $600 daily stop, and now I'm down about 450. So, at this point, I'm wondering if I should, continue trading, or if I should just walk away. Things weren't these 3 losing trades in a row. I don't want to hit the 600. So what I ended up doing, I ended up sizing down on the rest of my trades, and the rest of the trades pretty much worked out. So unfortunately, I sized down, and things did start playing out, working out in my favor. The other NVIDIA trade, but I'll just show you Tesla right quick, because it was just kind of a bit upsetting, because on the 9 EMA scalps, these two didn't work out on Tesla. Came down to the close, bounced right back up into 9 EMA, and I was looking to try to maybe, but after losing 2 times, I was cautious on trading this again. And if I would have tried this one here, sell stop below that, I would have never got triggered in, because this candle here never broke the low of this candle, so I would have never got triggered into that trade. But if I did it here, okay, price came up, sell stop below this candle, or maybe even a sell stop after the close below the 9 EMA again, sell stop below there, and then stop above that, that would have been a nice trade. And some of these candles are really big on Tesla when it got back up into the 9. I mean, even like this trade would have worked out, but that candle is like, well, looking at it now, it's what, a bit more than a 50-cent candle. So that wasn't that bad. But now, after you making a run like this, you're looking for it to might, go back, and especially as strong as Tesla's been lately. So I just didn't really feel comfortable. The ideal trade would have probably been this one. This would have been a beautiful trade here. Never got triggered in that one, so I would have been fine. It's just upsetting, because that was the ideal. I mean, he had a run up. First 1 minute candle had a run up. This next 1 minute candle was big, huge reversal candle. Came back down under the low. Broke the opening price here. And I think you had some pre-market. Yeah, I mean, you had all this pre-market support too that it broke right around, right above 255 on Tesla. Came right back up into that level. I mean, that was an ideal trade, but the volatility, it got stopped out. Just got stopped out. So, that's fine. Didn't want to trade again. So run through these right quick. So that was a trade I had on NVIDIA. This one, yeah, I broke rules. That price did not come down to the 9 moving average, like I said, but still that candle closed higher, and it just, I really felt like Tesla had, these big green bars, and market was kind of weak, and just felt like NVIDIA was the one that was gonna, and after that 5 minute candle, I just felt like NVIDIA was the one that was gonna, go. AMD, I believe AMD looked good too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, looking at it on the other screen, AMD, it wasn't looking as good as NVIDIA. So, but yeah. Anyways, so that was, I took 400 shares on that NVIDIA trade, lost 142. Next trade was on NVIDIA here. So this trade here was what was this trade? A support bounce. So yeah, this trade here, let me see here, I'll show you guys. So back to NVIDIA right here. NVIDIA just ran down, right? And then we had a support level. Actually, it was more like I guess you could say a demand zone, support zone here. Okay, if you look at the hourly here. So on the hourly, over here on the hourly, NVIDIA came right down into this, to this level that got drawn out, which, were these highs over here. What was this, 2 weeks ago? So these highs, these swing highs here, came right down into those, and I was looking for a bounce. Did bounce. Go back over to the execution screen. looking for a way to get in this. So I was waiting for the consolidation, a couple minute consolidation here, which had happened. Red bar down, green bar up, red bar down. Never broke the low of the bar, so it's holding. So what I did after this green bar here, and what was it, 125.20? So right above 125.20. Buy stop above that bar, above these highs of this consolidation. Had a nice move. Unfortunately, I took 50 shares out. I did scale 50 shares out just in the state of the market. Market was selling off, and I didn't know if this was going to be a really, really strong sell-off today. And, I was already down for the morning, so I wanted to lock in some profits. Like you see here, I only took 200 shares, so I sized down on this NVIDIA trade. And that's one of the, rules in my risk management plan. If I'm already down, let's say $400 for the day, I have to size down, because if I take another trade and I'm risking, let's say 150 or 200 on that trade and I get hit, well, I only got like 3 trades before I hit my daily max loss. And I want to be able to have a couple more trades to try to, eat away at those losses. And if I keep losing those trades, then I know it's time to walk away, because nothing's working that day. So I took 50 shares out there, got a nice $22 out that, and then it looked like it was going to go up here on this candle, and then quickly sold off. And when that candle closed, it left a little wick high there, and I just ended up closing the trade out. And I closed out the remaining for $45. So give or take $65 on that trade. And I'll show you the trades in TradingView too. And then this trade here, I had a buy stop above these highs. And I actually got triggered into this, and I walked away, and I forgot I had the buy stop in there. I walked away for a second, and when I got back, it was already triggered in, and I did not like the setup, or because it came back down and closed below the 9 moving average, and I didn't really want to be in it, so I just closed out the trade. So it's $21 profit, but I'm gonna call it a break-even trade. So then I had some VWAP bounces on Apple. I tried a VWAP bounce on Apple. Moving over here to Apple. No, I'm still in the video, huh? AAPL. AAPL. Let's just do that. Come on. All right. So Apple, same thing. Apple was this was a VWAP bounce. So price came up to the VWAP and just kind of chopping around. And I want to say, yeah, no, okay. So yeah, I was gonna say I thought one of these trades I had took it off the 2-minute chart, and this, I don't think this was the one though. I was just looking at the 2-minute chart, and it looked good too on the 2-minute. So 400 shares of Apple. Now, price came up, chopping around here in VWAP, kind of right around this, I would say, pivot high. I think this was some pre-market resistance up here too. I mean, these are pre-market lows. Had this kind of pivot high here, right at VWAP, and this is thing here too. And then you had the closing price, right? So yesterday's closing price on Apple, this little dotted line that's going across, you see over here it says close, which was at 234.40. So yeah, I was waiting for a decent excuse me, a decent candle, to get involved here with a VWAP bounce on Apple, possibly looking lower. Look at where was it? I remember the level. Yeah, it was 234 even right there. wasn't the ideal risk reward, honestly. Now that I'm reviewing it, if I was looking for a 2 to 1, it would have to be way down here, like 233.40, give or take, for like a 2 to 1 on this trade. But at this time, the market was, it was hard. It was hard telling because the market was like the Qs, and I believe the S&P 500 looked like it wanted to make new daily highs, and the QQQ was right at VWAP and still holding lower. So yeah, it was kind of hard to tell on this one, but I did short, had this big and this happened really quick. Looked like it really wanted to go up, and then boom, right back down. Now I quickly put a sell stop below these candle lows and this candle low, sell stop there, and then I looking at this, I just felt like that was too much risk. I felt like if it would have got above VWAP again, the trade was off. Just because of the strength of that candle, and it also did show a strong 2-minute candle, that bearish 2-minute candle. If I would have had the stop up there, I would have been fine in this trade. I did end up losing $114 in this trade. So if I had to stop up there, risking about 140, 150, I would have been okay in this trade. Like I said, not a great, I mean, 1 to 1, if that, on the risk reward. Looking back at it now, when you're in the moment and you're going and things are moving and you're looking at, other charts and everything, it's kind of, you got to be on point. But this I always try to look at the round numbers. So 234, which was actually right here, this pivot low here, that probably would have been the ideal target, but I would have been all right. I wouldn't have lost on the trade. And then I took it again once I saw another rejection off that level, and I saw these wicks right at VWAP, and the 1 minute candles were failing to close above VWAP again. Think I put below this candle here, sell stop, and I put this time I put the risk, I put my stop loss above this candle high, and then I wrote it down, and then it wasn't going down quick. I mean, you could see these wicks, these downside wicks, and so I just closed it off. And the second trade, I made $98. So I made back majority of the first loss here. So just kind of choppy trading today. And then back to Tesla. So at this point, I think I was on like $380 or something like that, $370. And at this point, it's about 11:30, and I was about to call it a day. But then I looked over at Tesla. Tesla's close was right here at $252, and it just was failing to really get too much above that, right? Just kept failing. And at this time, I was looking at the Qs, and the Qs were starting to really roll over. And I said, well, the Qs roll over, some of these other tech stocks roll over, Tesla's probably going to roll over at least down to VWAP. And I took 100 shares of this trade, and I just put my stop just above that. And it was like a 40-cent stop or something like that. So this was a great R. I mean, it was a very low probability trade in my eyes, because it could easily rip up through these highs. But I was just watching the market just really turning. You were seeing a U, like the U to turn. The market was starting to really start selling, and some of the other tech stocks starting to sell too. Nvidia, and I think Apple was even starting to finally go down. But I just took it right. Where was my entry here? So my entry was 252.83. So just below $253. And I just had to stop just sitting right above that, because if I knew if it was going to go above that, it could do kind of like a wick, wick out, where go up and then just 1 minute candle close, come right back in, and it closed. I mean, that could have been even another entry if I would have got stopped out on that. But Yeah, I just put the order in, just got filled, and then targeted VWAP practically, right? So I just wrote it right down to VWAP, and that was a $183 trade. So on 100 shares, so that was a really good trade. I mean, just looking at it on the chart, that was a really good trade. Very low probability trade, very good trade, and a great risk to reward ratio. I mean, it was like a 4 or 5 to 1, really. I mean, I was risking like no more than 40 cents on the trade. So very, very good, you know, risk to reward on that trade. And that's pretty much all I did. After that, I had to do some other things, so I just called it a day. I was happy I made over 50% of my morning loss back, so I'm very, very happy about that. And that's why I say it was a good day. Even though I lost money today, I was down. I lost $203 today, so I'm down $203. It was a losing day, but it wasn't nothing that I can't recover tomorrow and I'm still up 37 dollars for the week. So and show you the running P&L here. So yeah, you can see the running P&L. At my worst, I was down $446. Made some back, down $354. Got in the first Apple that I lost like $100 something, and then I was back down to 466 on the day. Made some back on the second Apple trade, VWAP bounce, and then that Tesla trade got me right at 200. These are the trades. See, I tagged them. 9 EMA scalp, high RVol. Tesla was doing, I don't know, 1.5 times average volume, which is probably on the low end for Tesla right now. After it has been doing like 2 or 2.53 times relative volume, but still, like I said yesterday, anything really over 1 for me is high RVol on these tech stocks that I trade. So I can't scroll down. So yeah, Tesla trade, and then the next trade was on Tesla. Same thing, 9 EMA scalp. Nvidia. The first Nvidia, like I said, I didn't tag it as a 9 moving average scalp or 9 exponential moving average scalp because it did not fully meet the criteria, right? It did not come all the way down into the 9 moving average. It was above it, even though it closed as a bearish candle. The entry the setup, I guess you could say the setup candle was a bullish candle. It did not meet the criteria for going down into the 9 moving average. So I didn't tag that. I probably, these plays I'm just going to put a tag on them, like no setup, because even though it was a bullish candle, and it could have very well ripped right to the highs and then ripped right past that 129 level that I was looking at on the video. But it wasn't really no setup that I have right now in my playbook, so that's not good that I even took the trade, and it cost me $144. But yeah. Anyways, no setup, no playbook trade on that one. Then the second video was a support bounce. That one worked out fine. Third Nvidia, this other Nvidia trade, like I said, it was supposed to be a 9 moving average scalp, or yeah, EMA, exponential moving average scalp. But I had that order in there. It did not get triggered. And like I said, I walked away just for a couple, like 2 minutes, and then it got triggered, and I just took it out. So that's to me, that's a break-even trade. That was my fault for not making sure, I cancel out the orders if I have to, turn my head and walk away, right? But I'm always attaching OCO orders, right? So I always on my let's say my buy or sell stop orders, or my limit orders, I'm always attaching now a stop and a take profit to that order. So yeah, I mean, I don't, yeah. So this Apple trade, VWAP bounce, and then Tesla again, and what was that? Tesla here. What was it? That was my last Tesla trade. Yeah, it wasn't really. I didn't really have a strategy. I just, you can kind of see these. I know these. I seen the video yesterday. These, you can't really see anything on these charts, especially if you're on like a mobile device. But yeah, right under 253. And this was a really good. I mean, looking at it on this, I mean, it just was a perfect trade. But in my eyes, that was a low probability trade because it could just easily rip through there, and that's why I had such a tight stop. If it was gonna go up and go, go above 253, I want to be out of that real quick. I mean, the 5 minute. Looking good on the 5 minute too. Right back down. I mean, I caught almost a high and the low of this little 2 5 minute candle. Those 2 5 minute candles there, right? Good trade. Right back down to VWAP, and that got me. Really right at 200. Running trade P&L on this one. Really didn't take no heat. $9, $10. Draw down on the trade, and that was perfect. So that was a good trade. Exit efficiency, 88. That was damn near perfect, right? 100 shares. So yeah, these were my trades today. Or well, this trades yesterday too. So yeah, these were my trades today. Overall, losing day, but I'm happy with the loss. So yeah, we live to fight another day, and I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a very busy day for me. So I do not know how much trading I'm going to do, and like I said in my risk management plan, if I'm in a rush, if I'm really busy, it's probably better for me not to trade. I'll have probably about 30 minutes to about 10, maybe 10, 20 in the morning, 30 to 45 minutes, possibly an hour to trade. So if I do trade, I got to just be aware and conscious that if I do not see anything that sets up good within the, 30 minutes, of, let's say, hour that I have in the morning to trade, then, just not force anything, right? Just sit, wait for the setups, and a lot of these early morning, they've been moving, so I might be able to catch one or two trades in the morning tomorrow, but I'm not going to be forcing it. And if I don't trade, I don't trade, and if I'm able to do something, I will. And yeah, regardless of the fact, I will be back tomorrow to do another daily recap. And I still need to make a video on closing out my previous evaluation, and just explain where I went wrong, and pretty much rushing it, right? And that's pretty much where I went wrong. But I'll explain everything in that video, and I don't know when I'll be able to have time to make it. I might just make it over this weekend here, but yeah, no. I guess that's going to be it for now. So I'm ending up today. This will be my second day with this second evaluation, I guess I could say, right? So it's going to be the second day, and today's going to be a losing day of $203. And well, you can see right here, I'm up, still up $437, and got 3 more trading days in this week. And we'll see what goes on, what transpires. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys, and I will be back tomorrow with another recap. Take care.